Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the April 1st edition of Carolina Week.
I'm Sarah Moore. Are you ready to paint the town blue? Final Four fever is in full force.
I'm Jason Kahn. Carolina North's fiscal plans are nearly complete. Find out what the numbers mean to you.
In sports, the Heels are playing their best basketball of the year. Will it be enough to claim the national title?
John Boyer will have your Final Four weekend forecast.
All that, and we'll take a look into our crystal ball. Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
It would be hard not to bleed Carolina blue on campus this week. Hello, I'm Elizabeth Edmonds.
And I'm Carly Swain. The excitement is mounting as Carolina gets ready to head to the Final Four. Sarah Moore will be traveling to Detroit to follow the team's march to the title, and she joins us in the studio now. And Sarah, it doesn't seem like students have a whole lot to talk about, except for the Heels being on the brink of their 18th Final Four appearance.
Carly, students are already planning where they're going to watch the semifinal game against Villanova on Saturday, and they hope Monday night's national championship game. With Carolina headed to the Final Four for a record 18th time, it seems all anyone in Chapel Hill is talking about is basketball.
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 Basketball. Basketball.
Basketball. Students in Chapel Hill aren't just making plans to watch the Final Four, they're making plans for when UNC wins.
Probably be on Franklin Street, and I won't have conditioning in the morning, so that'll be nice.
For some students, this is a new experience.
Really excited. I'm a freshman, so this is our first year here, and I think it'd be amazing if they went all the way to the championship, so I'm really excited.
And for others, making it to the Final Four is nothing new.
4 years ago, we went all the way, and I watched that game on my 21st birthday. So this Saturday is my 25th birthday, and I'm hoping we do just as well.
And there's always at least one fan who has trouble holding back his enthusiasm.
I am very excited, yeah.
Stores, restaurants, bakeries, sorority houses, and even artists are finding ways to show their enthusiasm for the Final Four on Franklin. With Carolina's most recent national championship coming just 4 years ago, it's not hard for people to remember what it was like.
My freshman year, we actually won the NCAA, so I'm ready for another one.
It looks like one thing will remain on the minds of everyone until the game Saturday.
Basketball.
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 Basketball. Basketball.
Basketball.
Carly, while midterms and the economy are on the minds of students across the country, the Final Four sure is a great escape for UNC fans.
Yeah, it sounds like it, Sarah. Now, we saw in that piece how excited other students are, but how about you? Have you ever been maybe starstruck by one of our players?
Starstruck, no. I saw Tyler Hansberg trying to parallel park on Franklin Street this morning, and let me just say, I hope he plays better than he parallel parks.
That's Sarah Moore starting us off in the studio tonight. Thanks, Sarah.
Well, if you were on Franklin Street in 2005 when the men won the national championship, you might remember this. Now, Chapel Hill officials are preparing the town for a similar party if the Heels bring home a win on both Saturday and Monday. Police won't allow alcoholic beverages on Franklin Street, and officials are asking restaurants to serve alcohol in paper or plastic cups. Officials are also asking merchants to restrict the sale of Carolina blue paint and to secure doors that lead to rooftops. If you want to send the Heels off in style, the team is leaving for the airport at 7 this evening for the flight to Detroit. And you'll be able to watch the game against Villanova and the other national semifinal on the big screen at the Smith Center. The Heels tip off at about 8:47 on Saturday night.
The Tar Heels' performance on the basketball court is actually helping a lot of vendors on Franklin Street at their cash registers. Several stores in downtown Chapel Hill are reaping positive benefits of the Heels being in the Final Four. Final Four t-shirts and hats have been flying off the shelves. The Shrunken Head souvenir store on Franklin Street has a variety of Tar Heel gear on sale. Store managers say they always look forward to this time of the year. And Carolina's own Anoop Desai got back to the music genre that made him one of our most favorite cliffhangers on American Idol last night.
Got me feeling it, I don't know what it is. but it seems she's got me twisted. I'm so.
But the judges weren't too happy with his song choice or his delivery.
I didn't think it was the right song kind of for you.
I'm getting the feeling like a bunch of frat guys maybe like dared you to get up and sing Usher.
The arrangement was a mess. It actually gave me a headache.
If you didn't agree and voted for Anoop, watch for results tonight on Fox.
Town officials and residents still have questions after reviewing the fiscal impact report about Carolina North last night. Jason Kahn was at the meeting and joins us in the newsroom. Jason, what's concerning the community?
Elizabeth, members of the community just want to know how much the project will cost the town and whether there'll be affordable housing for everyone. Some residents say they just want a fair analysis. Will Raymond has lived in Chapel Hill for more than 20 years and has witnessed many changes in the area, but he's never seen anything as drastic as the plans for UNC's 2.5 million square foot satellite campus, Carolina North.
Well, I think Carolina North is going to be a great asset to not just the university, but to our community and to the state. What I don't want to see, and what we're seeing right now, is that a lot of the costs are going to be shifted onto the local community.
Many town officials are worried about those costs. The town of Chapel Hill could pay about $3 million in 15 years. Most of that would result from building another fire station. But Carolina North consultant Julie Herlins says the town will also benefit.
The net total is 3,591 jobs in total, the net new jobs on Carolina North site.
The consulting firm for Carolina North says there are other benefits as well.
At this point, the model doesn't reflect the Chapel Hill's affordable housing requirements, and that's something that we should definitely reflect as part of the analysis.
Raymond fears too much is happening too fast.
This thing is a locomotive. It's barreling down the tracks, and the community, I don't know what we can do, but we need to wake them up and say, hey, this thing is almost here. So, get on board, take a look, make sure you like what you see.
Consultants call the report a baseline analysis, meaning that nothing in the report is concrete, but will be fodder for future discussions. The project isn't expected to start until 2011.
That's 2 years away, Jason. What will happen in the meantime?
Bice told me the consulting firm will continue to assist the town and brainstorm alternate scenarios, but as for now, he says the town will continue to move to phase 2 of the process, which is the implementation of the fiscal model released last night.
Jason Kahn in the newsroom. Thanks, Jason.
Soon, smokers might be left searching for a place to light up. Legislators in the North Carolina House of Representatives will vote today to ban smoking in many public areas. Representative Hugh Holloman is sponsoring the bill. He's a lung cancer survivor. Supporters are looking ahead, hoping they have enough votes to pass the bill in the Senate. If passed in both houses, the bill would ban smoking in all bars, restaurants, and workplaces. The flagpole on campus would still be a haven for smokers. And starting today, there might be a new deterrent for smokers. The single largest federal tobacco tax increase in history went into effect today. The tax on a pack of cigarettes jumped from 39 cents to $1.01. Rolling tobacco has been scarce because many people stocked up before the tax increase went into effect. The tax on rolling tobacco is going up from a little more than $1 per pound to more than $20 per pound. The tax increase will benefit the federal Children's Health Insurance Program recently signed into law.
We've all taken a sip from a soda can or a baby bottle at some point in our lives.
Exactly, but everyday products just like those might not be as harmless as they look. We'll explain coming up.
Massive heat waves. Heat waves. Severe droughts. Tick, tick. Tick, tick. Devastating hurricanes. Tick, 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 tick.
Our future is up to you.
Tick.
Go to fightglobalwarming.com while there's still time.
Escucha Smokey antes de tratar.
Solo tú.
No juegues con fósforos, no juegues con fuego. No hay nada para tu pobre conejo asustado, a un pobre ratón sin casa en que vivir. Si un hermoso bosque es lo que deseas, no juegues con fósforos, no juegues con fuego.
Solo tú puedes prevenir los fuegos forestales.
¡Fuego!
You know, he wears these cheap suits, but they look good on him. So she says, why lobster?
Polyp sighting at 16L.
You never know when a colon polyp is going to show up.
Aunt Ethel, you've been ducking me since '99 at St. Mary's. You
Get
owe
the
me a
polyp
pie.
early and stop colon cancer before it starts.
Do I look fat in this?
Don't wait for symptoms. Get the test. Get the polyp.
They love me. They want me here, don't you? Come on.
Get the cure.
These are my peeps.
You can find the chemical BPA in dental fillings and can linings. It's what made Nalgene bottles so durable. But possible health risks have members of Congress trying to ban BPA. Alexander Trowbridge has more.
Heather Pattisall studies the effects of BPA in her lab at NC State. When she gave the chemical to infant rats, she found they went through puberty earlier.
And then when we removed the ovaries and looked at them, they had a number of structural problems, including large cysts, and it looked like they had lost the capacity to ovulate.
Other studies have linked breast and prostate cancers in lab animals to BPA found in bottles like this. Last year, Canada banned the chemical from use in baby bottles, and many in the U.S. are pushing to do the same. But the FDA says that the low doses found in bottles like this don't threaten health.
Toxicologist Rochelle Tile agrees with the FDA and says the issue has been overblown.
It's sexy, it's provocative, people get interested. And so then the society, the general society that doesn't have a science background, sees this stuff and gets scared.
Tile's industry-funded experiments on BPA have influenced the debate worldwide.
So based on what I'm seeing, there is no risk in environmentally relevant doses. Not to adults, not to children, not to embryos in utero.
The public hasn't bought it, forcing the industry to respond. The leading makers of baby bottles have pulled BPA from their products. Nalgene no longer sells its hard plastic bottles, and even UNC has followed suit.
If there's concerns from in the community and there's concerns from our consumers, I think you need to notify your licensees that you're no longer interested in producing those products.
It's also a damn good chemical, and they're having a hard time finding a replacement chemical that has the same physical chemical properties.
And while the long-term effects of BPA have yet to be determined, the CDC has detected the chemical in more than 90% of Americans. In Chapel Hill, Alexander Trowbridge, Carolina Week.
A good way to know if your bottle has BPA is to check the recycling number. If it's 7 and you're worried about BPA, it might be time for a new bottle.
Town leaders are considering charging big bucks to check out books from the Chapel Hill Public Library. Visitors from out of town might have to pay $100 or more to use the library's resources. The idea comes in response to a lack of increased funding from the Orange County government and a proposed $16 million expansion to the library. Last fiscal year, out-of-towners were responsible for almost 40% of the borrowed items, putting strain on the library's resources. Local schools are having to take new cost-cutting measures in light of the current economy. Chapel Hill Carborough schools are considering a new plan that would cut back on elective classes for students. The idea came about because the school system is having to cut its budget by about $4.5 million. If approved, the plan would cut classes that have typically low enrollment, namely foreign language classes. Other ideas include cutting salaries or laying off teachers. And we're now joined by weathercaster John Boyer.
And John, you know, we were getting so excited about some of this spring weather, and then all of a sudden we had to bring the umbrellas back out. What happened?
Well, tomorrow may be a little chilly, but the good news is that temperatures will remain warm after that, so we'll have some storms to talk about, some pollen to talk about. Today wasn't a bad day to spend outside on campus, but tomorrow I'll have the answer after the break.
North Carolina spends $8,000 a year on each child in school.
Did you also know that North Carolina's graduation rate is below the national average?
Wait, that means if a kid drops out in 11th grade, that's what, $88,000 down the drain?
Yeah, and ironically enough, federal investment in second chance programs
has dropped $12 billion in the last 35 years.
$12 billion. Not to mention how hard it is to find a job without a college degree.
It's no wonder 82% of all adults in prison are high school dropouts.
But what does any of this have to do with me?
Well, if you care about how much of your tax money goes to prisons,
you can prevent people from ending up there.
And if you don't want state funding to go to waste, give a kid a second chance.
It only costs $1,500 for a kid to receive a GED from the Achievement Academy.
$1,500
for a degree.
For a job.
For a way off of government assistance and out of poverty.
For a second chance.
Why not spend another $1,500 to help make a difference?
If you care, donate.
Isn't it nice to know where your money's going?
Hey, welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm John Boyer. I was here a week ago telling you about a forecast that involves some rain clearing out by the weekend and some storms. Well, we've got it again, and it's no April Fool's joke. We will be remaining cloudy and showery over the next 48 hours. The good news is that temperatures will remain steady throughout that period, but we have some strong storms possible Thursday late in the night and also Friday afternoon. We'll start by taking a look at the radar for the Carolinas. Just a few light scattered showers throughout the Piedmont. Most of the heavy rain is well off the coast, and it's going to stay there, everything moving to the northeast. So we'll experience a lull here with these clear skies over the next 12 hours. The national map shows us what's coming next. There's a system getting its act together here in the midsection of the country. By tomorrow, you see, once this has moved offshore, we'll be poised to bring us some showers increasing throughout the afternoon, as well as some storms overnight with the passage of the warm front. So you hear, or you see a flash in the middle of the night, you hear a bang, that means there's a thunderstorm. You're a little too groggy to understand what's going on maybe. Well, we'll talk about it right now. If you hear a watch has been issued for yourself, severe thunderstorm or tornado, that just means that in the general area over the next several hours, there's a chance that those conditions could develop at any time. So you want to stay updated. You want to stay tuned to local media, things like that. If you find out you're under a warning, that means that there's an immediate threat. You'll want to take precautions for yourself. There's now an excellent way to stay informed about watches and warnings for your specific area. Search INWS on the internet. You'll find a page from the National Weather Service. They're the folks that issue the official warnings, and you can get free text messages sent to your phone about the weather hazards affecting you. So we are in the month of April. It is the time for severe weather, but it's also the time that our temperatures increase. Here at the first part of the month, our average daytime high temperatures are in the upper 60s, so we're right about there today. That's good news. Temperatures in the afternoon for averages, gradually increasing to the mid-70s by the time we reach the end of the month. We experience normally about 3.7 inches of rain in Chapel Hill in the month of April. Currently, we're up to 11 inches for the year, which is right about where we should be, so we're not experiencing a huge rain deficit. So hopefully we'll stay that way by getting this rain over the next few days. We don't like it, but it's going to be there. I know we're interested in the outcome of the game, UNC-Villanova, Saturday night at the Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. The good news, it'll be mostly clear but chilly outside, maybe some raining 3 points inside. Tailgate 50 degrees, victory party 40 degrees, so a little chilly. If you want to stay a little closer to home, you're going to the beaches maybe to watch the game. Temperatures in the lower 70s, beautiful. Friday, that's when you have that chance for storms. So the waves could be a little high, the wind's a little high. Now, our overnight planner shows us we have just cloudy conditions, chances for rain picking up through the afternoon, then late in the evening past midnight, strong storms. 4-day planner shows us tomorrow's temperature 60 degrees, 74 on Friday, so that's about where we want to be this time of year, but some strong storms again possible Friday night, Saturday and Sunday, beautiful and sunny, temperatures in the lower 70s. So it looks like a great forecast once we get through the showers and thunderstorms.
And you're absolutely right. We are going to be raining threes in Detroit Saturday night.
Yeah, best of luck.
Thank you, John. Well, now it's time to introduce you to April's Pet of the Month. Piewalk has bright blue eyes that are searching for a new owner. She's a little shy at first, but after some loving, Piewalk will be in your lap all day. She enjoys tasty treats, but toys are a bit boring. Piewalk would rather find a nice cubby hole to curl up in. Stop by the Orange County Animal Shelter to meet her. This little kitty has already been to the doctor, and she's ready to go home today. And we know that the Tar Heels are definitely getting ready to take on a different brand of cat.
That's right. We have Kate Howard with us to give us a preview of all the awesome basketball news in Detroit. What's up, Kate?
That's right. Coming up in sports, the time is drawing near. And after Saturday's game, will the Heels have the Wildcats feeling a little blue?
Let's go, man.
Hello, ladies.
Can you imagine your life without animals? Here at the Durham Animal Shelter, we can't. So come see us. Your new best friend is already expecting you.
Let's give it a shot. You can do it this time. I gotta get a real dog.
There's something about you, baby. I can't get enough. There's something about you, baby. I got you looking at me, I'm gonna call you bluff. There's something about you.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Have you been a dad today?
Recycling a glass bottle saves enough energy to run the TV you're watching for 1 full hour. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world. Making a can from recycled aluminum instead of from raw materials reduces air pollution by 95%. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world. Recycling all our Sunday papers would save over 500,000 trees a week. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world.
Last year, the Tar Heels made it to the Final Four before the Kansas Jayhawks embarrassed them. Phil Mitchell tells us what it will take for UNC to have more success this year.
After beating Oklahoma to reach the program's NCAA record 18th Final Four, there's a lot of pressure on the Heels to redeem themselves after last year's Final Four loss to Kansas. But Coach Roy Williams knows pressure is nothing new to this year's team.
People anointed them as the greatest team ever, you know, before the season started, and it's talked about the undefeated and all those kind of things, which I thought at that time was nonsense, and said so. And so there's been stress and expectations on the kids, you know, since last June.
So far, the Heels have been able to handle the stress and now face an old tournament foe in the Villanova Wildcats. One of the keys for this game will once again be the play of point guard Ty Lawson, who is making a bid for the tournament's most outstanding player with a 24-2 assist-to-turnover ratio in 4 games. Senior Tyler Hansbrough believes the team's young players have also been key in the Heels' tournament success.
I think these young guys are kind of catching along like Ed. I think Ed's coming in and playing great, but yeah, I think that's just some experience coming out in this team.
And the experience of the Tar Heel fans tells them that the Wildcats won't be an easy out, as the last time these teams met in 2005, a close game came down to a controversial call in the closing seconds, giving the Heels another win on their way to a national title. The Heels are hoping for a less dramatic ending this time. In Chapel Hill, I'm Phil Mitchell, Carolina Week Sports.
There's some major work to Hansbrough.
3 of the 4 times Carolina and Villanova have played in the NCAA tournament, the winner has gone on to win the national title. The Diamond Heels were back at it yesterday, hosting Davidson at the Bosch. Righty Bryant Gaines was on the hill, and he was able to end Wildcat threats with a strikeout here and another one here. Gaines got help from designated hitter Mark Fleury, who rakes a double here to plate 2 runs, putting the Heels up 6-0 early. More help from Dustin Ackley. Watch him hammer this one for a second 2-run homer of the day. And Ackley would finish 4 for 4, driving in 4 runs in a 9-4 victory. The Heels host Old Dominion tonight at 6, right back at the Bosch. The men's tennis team took on those dastardly Devils from Duke on Tuesday. Senior day didn't end as well as Taylor Fogelman would have liked, as the Heels fell 5-2 to the Blue Devils. There was some strong play, particularly in doubles, though. Watch here as Andrew Crone fights off multiple tough volleys, and Zach Hunter and Brennan Boyjan make the Dukies play with this slam. Crone dishes out some lightning serves in singles play, and Hunter hustles after this volley, but that would not be enough to down the Dukies. The women's tennis team is playing Duke in an important match this afternoon. As we speak, the Tar Heels are locked in a battle with the Blue Devils, and the Heels fought hard in all 3 doubles matches and earned doubles play points. Watch strong play here from Loya Reichert and Meg Fanjoy, providing UNC with added spark. And some of the men's players cheered on the Heels, who are now in singles competition. Carolina's once commanding lead in the Carlisle Cup competition against Duke is slipping, and after the men's tennis loss, Duke narrowed the gap to 4 points, as you see here. Women's tennis is worth a point, so either Duke will inch even closer or Carolina will be a point away from clinching the cup. And there's a lot of exciting news in sports, from the Carlisle Cup to the Final Four, and I know who I'm cheering for.
That's not fair. I want to wear a jersey for the show. That's really
one
not
of the
fair.
perks of being a sports anchor.
We have 1 of 4, so that's good. Thank you, Kate. Just wondering, Elizabeth, have you played any April Fool's jokes today? It is April 1st.
No, but I did get a quiz grade back that I wish was an April Fool's joke.
Oh, coming up, some of your favorite April Fool's Day pranks.
are a lot of ways we can help our community. Spending our money in Orange County, whether it's filling up the car or shopping at local businesses, helps maintain our roads, improves our children's schools, and creates jobs. Spending your money locally helps us all in a big way. So remember, shop Orange first.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
When it comes to babies, appearances can be deceiving. Look at this brainwave. Very active. And this one, not doing much. You make the difference by reading, singing, and talking from birth. Studies prove it. An early start. Now that's smart.
Global warming. Some say irreversible consequences are 30 years away. 30 years? That won't affect me.
Finally tonight, imagine yourself in a vast ocean surrounded by tiny seahorses.
And hold on for just a second. Breaking news just into our newsroom right now. We're expecting a major announcement out of the football offices.
Yes, Bethany Tuggle has our story. Our source has asked that we protect his identity.
The American Football League announced last week it's back in Europe and looking for coaches. Despite having a rumored salary of nearly $2.2 million, Butch Davis is leaving the Tar Heels to coach the Paris Fleur-de-Lis.
He said it was a hard decision for him to make. He and his wife and the rest of their family talked it over, and he has made the decision that he is going to accept that position.
Butch Davis made great strides with the Carolina football team, so why is he so ready to leave?
Butch Davis has always really idolized David Beckham, and David Beckham was able to bring European football to America and create quite a windstorm in the media. Coach Davis said that he'd like to take American football to France and see what happens.
So who would fill Butch Davis's position?
They said it's not definitive at this time. They have not named a replacement football coach since this news is really new. But they have made comments that they have been in talks with Coach John Bunting earlier today.
For Carolina fans across the country, this might come as a bit of a shock. But for our insider in the athletics department, it was a little more upsetting than that.
When Butch Davis announced that he was leaving this morning, I can't even say in words how it felt. He's like a dad to me.
Butch Davis has plans to wait until after the Final Four to make his big announcement, but there is one other surprise.
April Fools!
We gotcha. I think the best part of this whole joke was saying that we're going to bring Bunting back. What do you think?
Well, at least we didn't do a prank about Ty Lawson's toe, like, breaking in half or something.
Yeah, we don't want to fiddle with your emotions too much.
No
that
basketball emotions.
Yeah,
we can deal with football right now.
Touchy little subject there.
What about you? Have you had any April Fool's jokes
I
today?
had none. Last year, my mother called me to tell me that she won a Hawaii vacation. I had no idea it was April Fool's Day. I just don't want to advertise how gullible I am.
Poor moms. Well, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thank you for watching. Good night.